Russell Simmons, one of the godfathers of making rap profitable, is stepping down from all of his companies right now amid allegations. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell and hit that subscribe button. If you want to advertise on the channel, it's jordantowermedia at gmail.com. Well, bear with me here because this is a detailed mess, okay? And this is a new thing this year where, Harvey Weinstein and everybody's getting called out now. People do deserve to get called out for these types of things, okay? But some of these things are dating back to like the 60s, 70s, 80s, things that happened over 20 years ago. And I can understand where a woman would feel like she couldn't come forward, and now that's coming forward. But it's just weird. So okay. So here we go with Russell Simmons. Okay, now this is a guy who started Def Jam, believed in a lot of early. He's responsible for LL Cool J, Run DMC, Def Jam as a whole. But like in the beginning, it was just he was making rap very profitable. He put on people like Lyric Cohen, and his partner was Rick Rubin, and they started a company that paired up with Universal Music Group, and I think they sold it to Universal Music Group in 1996. But okay, so then he also did like Def Comedy Jam, Def Poetry Jam. I think All Def Digital, that's his too. Then he had the Rush Card. He's had tons of companies. He had he had a clothing line. I think it was Echo. Maybe no, that was Mark Echo. It wasn't Echo. It was I forget his clothing line. He had a clothing line, and man, he's had so much stuff going on. So, anyways, he was recently called out for sexual assault. Okay, and he's had to step down from all of his companies. HBO severed ties with him. J.C. Penney's, I think, from his, what was it, Baby Fat? It was Fat Farm. Fat Farm. Yeah, Fat Farm. All that stuff is just out the window. He had to step down from all of his companies. Now, yeah, he is worth $340 million. His ex-wife took part of that, but Kimora Lee. He has Rush Communications. That I think that details all of his companies. If you ever want to go there, with Rush Card and everything. But anyways, let's get on to this story. So we had a writer named Jenny Lumet. She said he sexually violated her. She wrote a letter. Dear Russell, I met you around 1987 through Rick Rubin, who has always been kind to me. Rick knew my sister through NYU. Asked me at the upstairs bar nightclub called Palladium to be in your movie you were producing. Rick was directing, starring Run DMC. It was frankly a lousy movie, and I was terrible in it. Actually, this movie, it was kind of bad, but it was also, I forget what it was called. I definitely watched this movie like 1999 or something, but it was a hip hop movie, and it was it called? It wasn't called Fresh. It was called something else. But anyways, she said over the next 3 or 4 years, I would see you out and about at nightclubs, nails mostly. I don't recall you and ever going out to dinner or having one-on-one experience, blah, 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 not being musical business, but made it possible for me to relax around you. And you were a fan of my grandmother, respected her. You told me so. You seemed sincere. You pursued me lightly on and off over the course of the years, saying you had a thing for little yellow girl, me. I rebuffed. I wasn't deep as far as I know. It was never a big deal. You and I had assumed many women in your orbit. Okay, this guy was a player, man. I mean, I remember he would date all the top models, and he had a thing for Asian women. Once you sent me 250 balloons with a note, please, baby, 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 after a character in Spike Lee movie. It was light, fun, flattering. We continued to socialize in the same places. One night, circa 1991, when I was around 24, I was at a restaurant called Indonesia. I worked there when I was 17 as a coat check girl, and I enjoyed returning. I still knew some of the staff, blah, 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 and the hoop, blah, blah, blah. You and I had a car and driver that evening. Sometime later, you offered me a ride home. I said, sure. during the making of Run DMC movie, I had been in vans with you and other crew members. I don't recall having accepted a ride home alone with you before that night. At no time that night did I recall, Russell, I will go home with you, or come home with me, or I will have sex with you, or I have the desire to have sex with you. I believe it was an SUV because I recall having to step up into the car, blah, blah, blah. I got to the car with you. The driver began to drive. I assume you knew where I lived because you had sent me over 250 balloons, but I gave the driver my address, blah, blah, blah. You said the driver, no, no, and then I didn't understand, and I said Russell, and I said again 19th Street, and you said no. Then the doors locked. It was loud. The noise made me jump. I didn't recognize you at that moment. It was disorienting. I say it twice now because no, twice. Then I couldn't open the doors, couldn't open the window, so he basically kidnapped her. Then I didn't kick the windows out or didn't punch or kick. I didn't say, "What are you doing?" My voice left me after the second no. I felt dread orientation, but the car stopped on a curb. I don't recall the street. I recall the driver opening the door from the outside. You and me, I was between the two of you, not wedged. I felt the dread of it. Oh my gosh, this is like crazy. Okay, so she went, obviously they went up to the apartment, quickly inside. I recall the door closing behind us. Pitch dark in the door. Oh my gosh. Told me on my stomach, you said you did not ejaculate inside. Okay, so they had sex against her will. After the Weinstein story was in the news, but weeks before the public claims made against you, when I told my girlfriend from my childhood, abusing women in any way, shape, or form, very hardcore being. Okay, so Russell Simmons did this interview with Vlad TV, and he was talking about the Weinstein stuff, and he was saying how awful that stuff is. He said, abusing women in any way, shape, or form violates the very core of my being, Russell Simmons. And then she had the power to come out at that point. I mean, the letter goes on and on, but it's crazy. So then, so he stepped down from all of his businesses. Screener Jenny Lumet co-wrote Mummy. Okay, so she called him out. Then there was some other encounter from way before. Russell Simmons said, I sincerely, humbly apologize. It was some other thing from 1990 or something where some woman, Carrie, I think it was, she went from public after model Carrie Clausen said Simmons coerced her to perform a sexual act and later penetrated on her without her consent. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. Okay, but anyway, there was another story where Terry Crews claims Russell Simmons asked him to give agent a pass in groping case. That Terry Crews came out and said he was groped, and Russell Simmons penned a letter to him, message saying, basically, hey, don't come out about that stuff, and then don't make a police report. Message Russell Simmons sent to me regarding my sexual assault case against Adam Venett of doing Crews tweeted along. So Crews tweeted out, Terry Crews tweeted out, and that had to be recently because Terry Crews didn't come out till recently about that. And Terry Crews was strong to come out and talk about that. Sorry to keep droning on and on about this. This is just crazy. So Russell Simmons is only going to be probably remembered for this, not all the other stuff he did. Now, I'm not condoning what he did. I mean, that's crazy to... If a girl says no, you move on. This guy had... I don't think he could accept the word no after a while. You know, like... You know, we all get denied. You just move on. That's not the girl for you. There should be a mutual... It shouldn't even be fun if there isn't a mutual attraction between the two of you. I don't get it. What do you guys think about this, though? That's the sorry this video went on for so long. I just, you know, it's a confusing story. But what do you guys think? Have you guys looked into it? Get in the comments below. I'll engage in the comments below. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And if you want to run ads on the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. I'll check you guys on the next video.